What's up, guys, and welcome back to the doctor's office. I am Dr. K. Ray Knight, here to give you a proper diagnosis and prognosis and everything comics and comic book characters. And today we are talking about the next issue for Witchblade, and it's getting pretty intense, I think. So essentially, this issue is between, the story that's developing between Ian Nottingham and Miss Pazzini. And it's a very interesting relationship, to say the least. So if we remember from the last issue, Ian did show up to assist her and was basically like, I'm here to help you. And he calls her like the Witchblade wielder, or tells her that he's helping her with the Witchblade, which she didn't know that that's what it was called. And so he is helping to train her to use it. And the reason that he is super qualified to do this is because I believe he has done this to several other Witchblade users. And this really comes from him working with Kenneth Irons. Now, the two of them together are very interesting. So we do get them training, and he is trying to help her like control the Witchblade in a way, while also like letting it control her, kind of like a 50-50 split, where it can recognize danger. And she, like, of course, with the Witchblade, what you imagine, like your imagination controls this thing. So what she's imagining as like weaponry and armor is, you know, how the Witchblade reacts to her. So he's training her to, you know, realize that the things that she's going to be fighting are actually real and very dangerous. So he has this dojo, which is essentially in a pocket dimension that is created so that she can freely fight against these evils in the world with the Witchblade without hurting anybody. On top of the training that she's also doing, she's still doing her undercover police work. However, the training is consuming her so much at this point that her, like, she's not really able to balance the two. So one of her friends gets mad at her because she stole money from the evidence locker to give to the trafficked women in the hospital to help pay for their hospital bills, because they are not getting any kind of attention or help while they are in the hospital. And she does not like that. That was very apparent in the conversation she was having in the last issue with one of the women in the hospital. She also tells her boss, who is a dirty cop, that she has a lead in the fact that she's pretending to be a dirty cop so that she can find out what happened to her dad. She tells him that she has a lead and needs to go underground for a while, and he tells her that he's proud of her, he's worried about her, and to keep in contact as much as she can without actually revealing herself. And then the other friend, also, I think his name is Michael, he is also getting upset with her because she's trying to pull back to save him and his family from any danger that she could be causing. And he's trying to get her to understand that they are trying to assist with finding out what happened to her father. So she's putting all of these things to the side to work with Ian and figure out how to use this weapon that she has. Now, another good thing about the situation, a good thing about the situation between her and Ian is that he is giving her information that she otherwise was not able to find about the Witchblade. And again, I believe it's because he has been working with women who have been Witchblade wielders. So he's able to answer the questions that, you know, nobody else would be able to answer, and things that aren't conspiracy theories on the internet about something like this. So he has been very helpful in the regard of giving her information. But what she is also missing in this situation is that she is currently, if not very obviously, falling for this man. And I really think that it's more of the Witchblade. But she does say that while he's giving her this information, they're bonding and they're spending all of this time together, she is choosing not to let him in, which at this point is a really good idea for her. So she's choosing not to let him in, and what the Witchblade is doing to her is changing like her physiology essentially. So everything that's happening with her is she wants. And what she thinks that she wants or knows that she wants, she keeps trying to have. So there's like a lot of things going on for her that she's trying to fix at this point. And she's trying to battle her instincts with the instincts of this weapon. And it's kind of working, but it's also kind of not. But what's really smart for her is to keep Ian at a distance because she is still looking out for herself. Now, again with the bonding, so the Witchblade does form on her when there is danger. So she does get a whiff of danger. Her senses are definitely heightened with this weapon, and she gets a whiff of danger or something that seems familiar, but she's not sure if it's familiar enough. But she uses the Witchblade to, she's like climbing all over this building trying to find the trail that just kind of passed her by. She doesn't know who it is or what it is. And the Witchblade does this thing where it warns of danger, but you kind of have to, be listening. So because she can't really find what it was that initially got her attention, she ends up going back to Nottingham's place. But she has this gut feeling going on, and also the Witchblade is literally warning her danger, and the danger would be Ian, but she is ignoring that because she's starting to develop those feelings. And she does straight up ask him, "Are you not going to seduce me?" And he says, "Haven't I already been doing that?" Girl, don't be dumb, please. So she does end up back at his place. They do actually at one point fight this dimensional monster that comes into the pocket dimension together. And he ends up going and reporting back to Kenneth Irons. And Kenneth Irons is going on this rant about how, money, power, and things like that. And he's trying to kind of get a report out of Ian about what's going on. And Ian says, "I'm keeping her weakened, essentially. I am keeping her corrupted." And he's like, "Oh, please explain more." And so he's explaining basically how he's corrupting Sarah Pazzini and her usage of the Witchblade. And it will eventually probably kill her if she continues to use it this way. Or it'll betray her in a sense. And so with the way that he said, Kenneth is like, "Oh yeah, good dog." And I feel like you could tell that Ian was pissed about that comment in particular. And he leaves, goes back to where Sarah is sleeping in, I guess, his bed, either his bed or her bed. But she's asleep and he pulls out a weapon. I don't think he's going to attack her. He might for training purposes, but who knows. Now, how are you feeling about this story? My girl, I understand how you feel, because Ian is fine, okay? I get it, promise. However, I need you to focus, right? I do like this dynamic that they have going on, where she is currently being blinded by two things. She's being blinded by the passion she has to find out what the hell happened to her dad. And she's also being blinded by the passion of the Witchblade. The Witchblade just wants things. It wants more for the host. And when the host has more, the Witchblade has more. And so because of that, it is completely distracting her from the fact that she is currently being played by Ian, who is also being played by Kenneth. I think Ian sees that, and I feel like Ian has a plan. I really want him to betray Kenneth so bad. I really want him to actually have genuine feelings for Sarah, but who knows? And that's honestly what's really great about this story, is that they are writing it so you have absolutely no idea if his feelings for her are real or if he is planning something. Because as of right now, everything seems to be going according to Kenneth Irons' plan. He did throw in that, I'm keeping her corrupted. And Kenneth is like, "Oh, really? Do tell." And he's just explaining this random plan that he has. So Kenneth didn't know about that, but I honestly feel like he might betray Kenneth later. But this book is amazing. This story is fantastic. The artwork is beautiful as normal. So I can't wait for more. And that is it for this episode of The Doctor's Office. And I will see you guys at your next checkup.